130-pounder. That's what he's got in front of him here tonight. Super featherweight title on the line. Fuzile in the white and gold, Ogawa in the red. What's your gut telling you here, Chris? What kind of fight are we going to see?
A little bit slow right off the bat. Fuzile is an excellent defensive fighter, utilizes that shoulder roll defense as you see here. Takes him a little bit of time usually to get going, but once he does possess power, especially in that left hand.
I can pretty much expect and guarantee fireworks. A clash of styles there, that big right hand from Crush Right, Kenichi Ogawa, and of course Fuzile. We know what he can do, especially with that right hook.
He's a dangerous counterpuncher, is Fuzile, so don't think Ogawa's getting the best of him when he's landing first.
Yeah, one thing to watch for in this fight is that the big right hand of Ogawa is his best weapon, but when he misses badly, and he dips low to that left. That opens him up for a good counter left from Fuzile.
Look at the back muscles on Ogawa. That's where you guys are supposed to say, wow, pretty good, Todd. Pretty impressive. No?
That was an interesting comment,
Jeez.
Todd.
Well, look at his back muscles, for God's sakes. Not an ounce of fat on him, and we know he packs plenty of punch, 18 KOs in his 25 wins.
Long, educated jab by Fuzile. You could see that he's trying to catch Ogawa coming in with something rough and meet him halfway with that jab.
We also asked Ogawa what his game plan was. How does he get inside? He said, I don't know. I have no idea.
And Ogawa, there he goes, overloading with that right hand. That's what he's susceptible with headbutts with that as well. Right there with the clash of styles, and where a lefty and a righty meet heads, it could be dangerous. Ogawa's been cut before several times doing that.
Fuzile's a very good boxer. He was up on Rakhimov, almost a shutout, I believe, on the scorecards before he was stopped late in that fight. Fought well against Martin Ward, so his skill set's pretty high.
So it appears Ogawa's going to be the aggressor tonight. Fuzile's going to be fighting off the back foot.
Fuzile's used to that. Against Ward, Ward was the aggressor. Fuzile just eventually caught up to him.
Yeah, but Fuzile, he starts off doing that, then he'll back you up. Once he starts landing those punches and laying them hands on you, he starts going forward, looking for that right hand.
Good right hand, and maybe a clash of heads on the way in.
There you go. That's what I said. Ogawa's done that, and that's what he's known for.
I got it, okay? Let me clean it up, okay?
Thank everybody for coming out tonight. I hope everyone is enjoying a night of boxing. I love to be here, and I hope everybody will see the bomb in the ring next time here at Madison Square Garden. So thank you.
Okay. Come in.
Here we go! I'm the hood, Mona Lisa, breaking in the pieces, catching extra cheesy, because I'm a circus like a pizza. I'm waiting, so it's just about
and there's that check right hook that Fuzile. He missed that punch, but that's the punch he's going to try to land. His best punch. Ogawa's going to give you an opportunity because he lunges in looking for that big right hand.
Didn't miss with the elbow.
Round 2, scheduled for 12. Vacant featherweight title on the line. Four South African fighters have held the IBF super featherweight title. Fuzile looking to become the 5th here tonight. And after beating Martin Ward in his last fight, Fuzile decided to treat himself. Bought a brand new car and then shortly after totaled it in a car crash. Fuzile thankfully was unharmed, but not the way you want to lose your first big possession after a big win. Did you buy a car after your big win, Sergio?
I did, a brand new one.
What was it? Ford Focus?
Infiniti M45, straight from the showroom floor.
The question isn't what did Sergio buy after his first big win, it's what didn't he buy.
Hey, you earned it, Sergio.
Damn right. Fuzile looking for that left hand to the gut. He landed it earlier on Ogawa. Whenever you're dealing with a taller fighter, you wanna bend them in half with that straight left hand, dissect them to the torso area.
And Ogawa knows all about fighting southpaws. 6 southpaws faced in his last 14 fights.
I've never heard of that. When I saw that statistic, I couldn't believe that.
And we asked him what he liked about fighting southpaws. He said, I'm just used to it.
Well, that and the fact that they call him the crush right. That's the best punch you can land against a southpaw. It's a big right hand. See, there's that left hand right there. That's bound to open up an overhand left by Fuzile.
Ogawa trying to bait Fuzile into throwing first, but Fuzile having none of it.
Yeah, both of them trying to bait each other right now with feints. Fuzile with feints and Ogawa a little bit more jittery with his attack.
I like the patience so far. Ooh, takes a big left there, but I like the pace so far of Ogawa. He's not rushing in, putting himself in a bad position to get counterpunched.
And considering he's coming off inactivity, this is good. Get the legs under you.
This is the first time Fuzile has fought for a world title. And you wonder what the travel plans are going to look like for Fuzile, as several countries have put South Africa on a banned travel list because of the new strain of the coronavirus.
Yeah, very fortunate Fuzile to get into the country when he did. It would have been a catastrophe if he got it a little bit later.
Big right hand for Ogawa, and that affected Fuzile, and they have won in the round.
That right hand shook Azinga Fuzile. Overhand left landed by Fuzile. Ogawa took that straight in the nose. Those usually cause bloody noses, but it's Fuzile bleeding from the nose.
Looks like he's breathing rather heavily as well, Chris.
A little bit.
I think that punch, the blood might be bothering Fuzile. He's already pawing at his nose.
Fuzile started boxing in 2006, had over 300 amateur fights. His manager telling him Azinga will be set for life if he wins tonight, and that big money fights await him.
Well, there's certainly the potential for that. There are some money fighters out there with Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. Roger Gutierrez currently holding a belt in the other sanctioning body. You could have Jamel Herring re-enter the mix with a fight like this. So there are lucrative opportunities for the winner of this fight.
Well, styles make fights, Chris. Is Fuzile the type of style that some of these other fighters you named would want to get in the ring with?
I wouldn't mind seeing Fuzile against Jamel Herring in a fight coming up, if he can't get a unification, which I feel like is unlikely at any point in the next 6 months to a year. But we're saying that. I think Ogawa is winning this fight. I think he's doing an excellent job so far in maintaining that distance and not getting caught with too many counters.
I think he's winning the fight just by putting the smart pressure on Fuzile. Fuzile looking for the right shots, though. So, he's studying Ogawa, looking for the uppercuts and the straight shots. Coming up short a little bit, but good effort so far. Just like that. See, barely missed that big left hand, Fuzile. Ogawa came right back with a combination.
Yeah, Fuzile with his mouth open. Seems to be breathing rather heavily.
Step back clean.
Hasn't been a ton of exchanges, Sergio. Takes a deep breath there.
Because both both fighters felt each other's power. Both of them have good hand strength. They're not heavy-handed, but they have good pop in their punch. If Fuzile can catch you at the end of that punch, it's going to do damage.
Another Japanese fighter will be seen on Dazn later in December. It's the return of Murata taking on Triple G. What odds do you give of him beating Gennady Golovkin, Chris?
Well, it depends on what's left in Gennady Golovkin. Very inactive since 2018. So too has Ryota Murata. So a lot of unknowns going into that fight.
Well, a known unknown is that Golovkin's a monster. So if he wants a shot at Canelo, if he wants to set that trilogy, he has to have a monster performance.
I agree. He has to look spectacular in this fight against.
Oh, and that buckled the knees of Ogawa.
And that's the same old left hand. Ogawa got shook up by the exact same punch, but this time he caught Ogawa coming in.
Where there's a will, there's a war, and the champ is here, Teofimo Lopez. Always so relaxed, even though around him it's a complete circus at all times.
It always is with Teofimo Lopez. Never short on drama in the Lopez family, but this is one of the most talented young fighters in all of boxing. A 2016 Olympian who has had a meteoric rise in the 135-pound division. He basically unmasked Vasily Lomachenko in their last fight, took the fight to Lomachenko and won. Bright future for Teofimo Lopez, but first up, George Kambosos.
Big left hand being landed by Fuzile right there, right on the money. You got to give Ogawa credit. Big chin right there. He could take that shot.
Best punch of the fight for Fuzile.
Ogawa putting more mustard behind that right hand. You could tell that he wants to land that right hand. He's aiming at the chest of Fuzile now.
Chris Mannix is scoring tonight's bout. How do you have it?
Yeah, I've got it 2-1 in favor of Ogawa. I thought Ogawa stole the second round with the clean shot at the end of it. Same thing with Fuzile. Thought he walked away with the third with that buckling shot at Ogawa towards the end of the round.
Well, it's more of a chess match between these two, and one big landed punch can win you the round. There's one right there from Ogawa.
This is power chess right here, and
Power chess.
And both of them want control of the center of the ring. You know, get in position to win.
Well, Ogawa told us, I've got to get on the inside in order to win this fight. Is he doing that?
Well, no, not yet, because he hasn't had the opportunity.
Well, how does he make the opportunity?
Fuzile's doing a good job, you know, keeping him away with that long jab. And if you notice, both these fighters have really wide stance. I mean, everyone thinks that you need a shorter stance to carry power, and these guys prove that wrong. A lot of fighters have power with a wide stance.
Swings and misses from both fighters. We're at the Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden. Always want to show your best stuff here in the city that never sleeps. Look at the shoulder roll there from Fuzile.
Beautiful shoulder roll there. Nothing came back, but still, that's discouraging for a fighter when you're not landing nothing like that. That's what Floyd Mayweather does to opponents. Aggressive opponents makes them miss, makes them not want to throw anymore.
That shoulder roll, Sergio, is among the harder positions to take in all of boxing. We've seen a number of fighters try, but many of them fail at implementing that defense. Fuzile's pretty good at it.
No, because he has the right structure for it. He has wide shoulders and a small head. No, I'm serious, because I got a big head and big shoulders, and that couldn't work for me. It wouldn't work for you either, Chris.
Nice counter left there for Ogawa.
I've got a massive head.
And a nice full head of hair as well.
Ogawa respects the 1-2, the long 1-2 of Azinga Fuzile.
Good defense being displayed for Fuzile. Blood continues to pour out of the nose of the South African, who's complaining about headbutts.
And if he studied Ogawa, he should know that that's what Ogawa does. It's not that he's doing it on purpose. They're inadvertent, but it's just a style matchup. Both their heads go in the same exact direction.
And a cut cheekbone, it appears, for Ogawa now. And there is Kambosos Jr. and his wife. They just had a baby, Sergio, so a lot going outside the ring for Kambosos as well.
You know, the stars are aligned for this guy to do something great. You know, he's carrying himself like a champion. He said all the right things. He's a self-promoter. He's here now, and the look in his eye, when I see him face-to-face with Teofimo Lopez, I love that. I think he's ready for this moment.
I want to say hello to all our Australian fans watching DAZN right now, including Ben Damon. As we jump into our replay, and here's the best punch of the round.
And there you see the shoulder roll. He does it really well. It's something hard to master, but Azinga Fuzile mastered it definitely. Everything ricocheting off the big shoulders of Fuzile.
Round 5 scheduled for 12. It's been a close fight. Not a ton of action. Crowd getting a little bit restless. Let's take a look at Chris Mannix's unofficial scorecard through 4 full rounds.
Yeah, I've got it 2 rounds to 2 after 4. The output of Ogawa has been greater than Fuzile, but as we saw with that last replay, a lot of those punches are skimming off the shoulders or missing entirely. Fuzile's ring generalship has been excellent so far. He just needs to let his hands go, I think, a little bit more.
I'm on board with that. I think it's 2-2. It goes to show the defensive prowess of Fuzile, because Ogawa's a very accurate puncher, and right now he's having trouble pinning down the southpaw.
Right hook there for Fuzile.
I'd like to see more jabs from Ogawa. You know, whenever you're dealing with a fighter with a slick defense and with that lead hand down, you want to punch at the shoulder and you want to double up on the shots, just like that. Then you start off your combinations.
Oh, big right hand that buckled it, and down goes Fuzile. A monster shot from Ogawa.
And that's what Ogawa is known for. That was a big crushing right hand by Kenichi Ogawa.
And look at the eyes of Fuzile. He does not look all there.
He has the same look he had against Rakimov.
And here comes Ogawa. Oh, he thinks he can finish the South African right here and right now.
Fuzile will go out in the shield. Expect him to punch with the puncher right here.
One punch changed everything. Can Ogawa catch him again? Fuzile holding on. What a moment in this fight. Halfway through the fifth round, everything has changed.
Fuzile doing the right thing. He has his legs under him, his eyes wide open, and he's clinching as soon as he gets the opportunity.
Oh, and a big straight right again for Ogawa. Fuzile backpedaling around the ring. He's got 16 seconds to survive.
What a right hand on Ogawa. You can see that he has heavy hands and great timing, technique behind that crushing right hand.
And Fuzile will survive this round, but what a bomb landed for Kenichi Ogawa.
I'm impressed.
Talk about a crush right.
I'm impressed with the fact, I'm impressed with the right hand, but I'm more impressed with Fuzile getting up. This was dead on the chin by Ogawa.
Come here. Get it! Get this shit. Come on, let me work.
You're good, baby. You're good. Champ,
Come here.
you got caught with one shot. Take it out, right?
Yeah.
One every other round, baby, all right? One on the neck. One on the neck.
And look at this big crushing left. Right hand by Ogawa, right on the money. That right there normally puts guys out, and you could see the legs were stuck. Fuzile did the right thing by going on one knee, because one more shot, I think, would have ended this night. Boom! He put everything behind that punch. Elbow in, torqued that shoulder. Man, what a right hand.
And you're right. If Fuzile doesn't take a knee right there, this fight is over. Let's see if Fuzile can keep Ogawa back off him. Ogawa landing a fight-high 14 punches in round number 5.
When Fuzile was hurt against Rocky Mob, and he was hurt bad, just like he was right there, he fought off. He punched with the puncher. I think that was a mistake. He did the smart thing escaping this round by getting on his bike, boxing, and clinching when he had to.
Got to be patient if you're Fuzile here. You see the aggression on Ogawa. You got to try to use that against him. See if you can catch him on the way in with a big counter left.
Look, and that was just one punch in one round. This fight was, in our scorecard, even. So right now, just get back on your bike, win some rounds, and get back in this fight if you're Fuzile.
Ogawa caught him with the left hook there as Fuzile scrambles back to his right. Would you like to see Fuzile try and push the action forward instead of always going backwards?
I don't think that's his game. He's got to stick with what he does best. That's counter-punching, fighting on the move. You can't sit there and trade punch with Ogawa. It's too close a fight at this point to start going for broke.
Yeah, I think he should get out of this round and restart in the second half of the fight.
He may not be able to restart. It might be all over if Fuzile doesn't get out of the corner.
I think Fuzile's doing shoulder rolling nicely right there. Nothing landed cleanly by Ogawa.
Yeah, I agree, Sergio. And he just missed with that left hand that caught the attention of Ogawa.
There was a right. A quick shot from Fuzile. I've got blood all over my papers over here. And Sergio, I think you've got some on your shirt. You've got to go to Kmart and get another one. Chris's computer is covered.
We bill that?
I think we can. Chris Glanville's our producer tonight. We'll send him an invoice.
Look at that strong feint by Ogawa right there. Fuzile kind of bit on that, but didn't punch back. Ogawa was waiting to counter the counter of Azinga Fuzile there. These are two sharp, intense counter punchers. Very smart counter punching here by both.
Stop punching. Step back clean.
Well, it appears that Fuzile has recovered from that onslaught in the 5th round. But Ogawa trying to clinch this round and put one more in his column. There are the two combatants getting ready for our main event. The champ Teofimo Lopez on the right, George Kambosos Jr. on the right. They both appear relatively relaxed. A fight a year in the making finally happens tonight in New York City, live on Dazn. Round 7 here. So disaster averted by Azinga Fuzile after he went down in the 5th. What's the strategy now for the South African, Sergio?
I think now it's time to pick it up, because that last round he recovered well, but he didn't win that round in my opinion. So right here he has to get his respect back, and he wants to win this fight. he needs to back up Ogawa and start landing something. Double and triple up the punches.
Yeah, but standing toe-to-toe and trading with Ogawa still feels like the wrong move at this stage of the fight. It's still close enough that if he keeps boxing and keeps countering and landing shots like that, he can rack up points and get back into it on the scorecard.
I didn't say exchange. I just said double up. If he would have doubled up on that left hand, that's what I'm looking for.
Let's see how close it is, according to Chris Mannix. His unofficial scorecard, 58-55 for Japan's Ogawa, as Fuzile with a straight left.
Yeah, 10-8 round in that 5th round. I thought Ogawa controlled the 6th as well. Fuzile has recovered physically, but he's got to start timing Ogawa better and landing those big shots.
If Fuzile's going to time him, it's going to be off that right hand because Ogawa puts everything behind it. You know what's coming. So that's the punch that you got to catch him coming in with.
Almost did right there.
Yep. Smart, brave fighter, Azinga Fuzile.
A rare foray forward for Fuzile from East London, Eastern Cape, South Africa.
Good shot right there by Ogawa.
Ogawa still looks relatively fresh.
That's how he fights. He has a great rhythm of fighting, very patient, very effortless with his power coming forward.
Fuzile, Chris, just doesn't seem to be throwing enough punches.
No, he doesn't. And I give a lot of credit to Ogawa, who's not been reckless up until this point. He's getting aggressive at times, flurrying at times, but nothing reckless coming out of Ogawa.
Just missed with that left hook Ogawa did. I think he wants to time Fuzile now because he knows that Fuzile is looking for one shot. So Ogawa's looking for that one shot as well, but now he tried it with the left hook instead of the right hand.
Left hook on the way out, landing for Ogawa. Is he doing a good enough job cutting the ring off?
Ogawa's doing everything right this round. He's just he's a smart power puncher. He knows how to set up the punches. Doesn't fall off balance. Just like that right hand right there, double right hand.
Well, Azinga Fuzile is going to have to turn it up a notch here over the last few rounds. As we come to you live from the Mecca of sports and entertainment, Madison Square Garden. Hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving weekend. Red, white, and blue. USA, baby. And the New York Rangers, apparently. And there's the Empire State Building. Sergio, have you been to the top?
Yes, I have, but not to that building.
Okay. What? Have you been to the top of the Empire State Building?
Oh, no, but I've been to the top.
Oh, I see what he did there.
There you go.
Okay. ここからは勝負なんだからな。ここで逃げに入ってポイント負けするんだったらきちんと相手にもっとダメージ与えろ。大丈夫？7割の力でいいからな。返し
Round 8 scheduled for 12. Just joining us, Ogawa landing a massive right hand in the 5th, which sent Fuzile down. He was in danger of being stopped, survived the round, and is still in the fight, although the last couple of rounds have not gone his way.
No jabs from Fuzile. He started off fighting with nice long hard jabs like that one right there, but right here he's not doubling up on the jabs like he should, backing up, trying to back up Ogawa.
And Chris, Ogawa has been in there with Tevin Farmer, a fight he won in a very controversial decision, but that wasn't the end of the controversy that night.
No, he tested positive for a banned substance after the fight. The decision was changed to a no contest. As you see Ogawa flurrying there to the body of Fuzile, and that cost Ogawa about 2 years on his career. He's returned. He's won a few fights in a row, but this would be a real statement win for him if he could beat Azinga Fuzile.
Ogawa switching up the game plan, not headhunting now. He went with the right hook to the body. Good strategy there. I mean, really smart puncher, Kenichi Ogawa.
Fuzile still has those quick hands.
Ogawa doesn't waste no movement. You notice that the punches are barely missing, but that's by design. You know, he's coming in forward, but he knows exactly where that distance is, Ogawa.
Deep breaths again from Fuzile. Blood continuing to pour out of his nose.
Work your way out. Work your way out. Stop punching. Step back.
Got to tell you, I really like what the referees here in New York have been doing for the duration of this card. We haven't seen too many refs stepping in to cause a break. They've been telling him to work their way out, which I love to see in boxing.
And I love to see that straight left hand that Fuzile threw at the chest of Ogawa. So he's not headhunting anymore, and that's exactly what he needs to do to start landing something big.
So a better round for Fuzile, but was it enough to convince the judges to give him that round? Main event coming up next. Teofimo Lopez's first fight since beating Vasily Lomachenko. That seems so long ago, and there's his very proud papa. And look who else is there, Chris Mannix.
Demetrius Andrade. I wonder, what fight should Demetrius Andrade take next? Any suggestions, Todd?
I think the biggest fight in the history of boxing that could be made.
I'm with history of boxing. We can add that to it. Andrade Charlo, 2022.
You might have, if that happens, you got to take the night off and just go as a fan. You got to be front row.
As a fan, as a promoter, that's Chris Mannix Promotions right there.
And yes, indeed, it is round number 9, scheduled for 12. Well, whatever Fuzile is doing right now, Sergio, what would you change?
What he did right there was aiming at the chest of Ogawa, and even though it's not as appealing as a headshot or a body shot, it is effective when you have an aggressive fighter. So keep aiming at that chest, keep aiming at the midsection of Ogawa.
Todd, you noted Fuzile breathing heavy over the last couple of rounds. What's got to be concerning for Fuzile is that when he looks across the ring, he's not seeing a fighter who looks tired at all.
Oh, he caught Ogawa coming in there.
Yeah, clean body shot.
Fuzile landed a left hand, but Ogawa returned with a more heavy-handed punch to the body.
Just missed with that right hand.
Ogawa beaming with confidence and another straight right.
Didn't miss on that one.
Aimed at the chest first, landed up top. And blood streaming from the eye of Fuzile now.
Caught him again. His vision's probably compromised.
Shots, Azinga.
And you can hear the referee saying you're taking a lot of shots. This is a world title fight, mind you. Azinga's not going to go out quietly. There was that overreaching punch you guys talked about earlier from Ogawa.
Fuzile landed that right hook. It looked like it kind of caught the attention of Ogawa. I would love to see Fuzile continue that right hook, trying to time Ogawa come in.
Stiff jabs. There's a cut now. The right eye of Fuzile, his nose is bleeding. Fuzile Azinga is damaged goods right now. The jabs continue to land for Ogawa.
Yeah, you can see Ogawa aiming at that right eye every time he throws a jab. A lot of blood coming down from the outside of that eye.
Do you see a path to victory for Fuzile at this point?
I do. It's going to be a right hook catching Ogawa coming in. Just think Mayweather catching Ricky Hatton type like that. But you know, he's missing right now, but Ogawa's just too smart. He's just too smart with his punches and his power.
Yeah, I think his best shot, though, is more that left hand catching Ogawa coming in a la Manny Pacquiao against Juan Manuel Marquez.
And you got to believe the doctor's going to take a good look at Fuzile between rounds here, as he is bleeding from everywhere right now.
Wait, let me clear. Let me work. Let me work.
Not a great cut, Sergio, but it's not in a place that should compromise the vision of Fuzile yet. A little close enough to the outside that the blood's trickling that way as opposed to down onto his eye.
And I don't think the blood or that cut's going to be the cause. If anything's going to stop the fight, it's going to be right hands like this that Kenichi Ogawa continues to land. That's his money punch. That's his nickname. And even though it's a close fight, and I would hate to see it stop, you know, if he continues landing those right hands behind combinations, I won't get mad at the referee stopping it either, I'll tell you that.
Fuzile has worked his entire life for this moment, as the doctor will now take a look at him.
And that's what I mean, guys. You know, Fuzile's brave. You know he'll go out on his shield, but when he starts getting hit with those shots and his face is bloody, it's just a bad look.
Yeah, but this doesn't feel like the kind of fight to me that the referee or the doctor should stop. If the corner of Fuzile wants to stop it, okay. But Fuzile, I think, is still hanging in there, and he still has that one-punch power to change the fight.
Like I said, you know, I wouldn't stop it, but I wouldn't be mad either.
Well, Fuzile not backing up like he was earlier. At some point, he's got to stand his ground.
Yeah, I think we have reached the point of the fight where winning it on the scorecards would be really difficult. But if you're Fuzile's corner, you got to realize your first shot at a world championship, you got to sell out a little bit to try to get a win.
Go for the gusto.
I think Fuzile is doing that right now because he's backing up Ogawa now. I think this is the first time he has Ogawa backing up.
67 landed punches for Fuzile through round 9, 114 for Ogawa.
Good body shot in the inside by Fuzile.
Big discrepancy. If you look at those numbers, you got to believe Ogawa will have a comfortable lead on the scorecards. And here is Chris Mannix's scorecard.
Yeah, I've got Fuzile, or Ogawa should say, comfortably ahead at this point of the fight. But you're right, Sergio. This is the first time, really all fight, that we've seen Fuzile operate as the aggressor at this stage.
Because that's a guy that's still here to win a title, still here to win. He's not looking to cruise anymore.
A ray of sunshine now for the South African as he backs up Ogawa.
Fuzile is here to become a champion in the championship rounds, and he's reacting like one right now.
Plan B on display here for the Golden Boy.
I like that about Fuzile, Sergio. He's been knocked down, he's been beat up, but as we enter the championship rounds, he is coming to win a title.
We've seen that against Rakimov too. So, you know, he has character, he has courage, and it is beautiful to watch because normally when you have that much skill out of southpaw.
And a lead right for Fuzile.
Nice left hand. Normally when you have that slickness in a southpaw, you want to box like a southpaw. You want to take a page from Pernell Whitaker and be slick behind the jab and use the advantages. Not Fuzile. He can rely on that, but as we're seeing now, he can also come as the aggressor coming forward.
Ogawa content to stand outside and just pepper that jab right on the bloodied face. There's another left jab. Good heart being shown here by Fuzile.
Best round of the fight for Azinga Fuzile.
with your head again.
And now a cut over the left eye of Fuzile. He's a bloody mess.
Stall! And a stall!
Oh, that's a bad one, too.
But this is what we see with Ogawa fights. When Ogawa fought Joe None, that's exactly what happened too. Multiple head clashes, multiple cuts.
And you could hear Sean Gibbons in the corner telling the doctor, that was our best round. Don't stop it, it's our best round.
I agree with him.
And this is the cut right here, another head clash. And that's what we are expected to see from fights from Kenichi Ogawa, but they're not on purpose. These are inadvertent head clashes by a southpaw and a right-hander, and that's exactly what you see. You step on feet and you headbutt.
Box.
All right, championship rounds, 11 and 12 here. If you're just joining us, Azinga Fuzile in the gold trunks was knocked down in round 5, beaten up, battered, cut all over, but he's still showing plenty of heart and is in this fight. But Ogawa surely has a comfortable lead on the card.
It's comfortable, but I'm not sure it's impossible to overcome, especially if Fuzile can land one game-changing punch. He might be one knockdown away from getting back into this fight.
Or if he can win these next 2 rounds, I would say it's going to be tough for the judges.
I love what I saw, Sergio, from Fuzile in that last round. He was the counterpuncher for the first 9+ rounds. Then, as the 9th round or the 10th round started, we saw an aggressive fighter moving forward. He's doing it again as we start the 11th.
Because he knows Ogawa specializes in walking people down.
Now, what are you telling Ogawa in the corner?
Fight behind the jab, you know, and I think that's what he's doing, just like he did right there. Fight behind the jab, get on the back foot, because you know that Fuzile's not going anywhere. You're ahead on the cards, cruising to a decision. Just like that, see, popping Fuzile.
Ogawa relatively unscathed, although Fuzile looks like he's been in another car crash because he crashed his car a few months ago. But kudos to him for showing plenty of heart.
Nice uppercut right there by Ogawa on the inside. Fuzile thought that they were going to break him up. That wasn't the case. Ogawa stepped back and caught him with a right uppercut.
IBF super featherweight title up for grabs. Nice straight left hand for Fuzile. And if you're Ogawa, you would think, Sergio, you know what, there's 2 rounds left. I should probably win at least one of these just to be sure.
He landed a nice right hand right there, right on the tip of the chin of Fuzile.
Blood continuing to pour out of multiple cuts from Azinga Fuzile. Again, 6 of his last 7 wins have come by knockout. He's got plenty of power, but not much time left to use it.
I think Ogawa caught the attention of Fuzile with a body shot right there. It was a right hook to the body. Fuzile started lowering them elbows and forearms downstairs.
Okay.
Azinga, give me your glove.
3 minutes to go here at Madison Square Garden. Azinga Fuzile and Kenichi Ogawa battling it out for the IBF super featherweight title. Chris, 1 round to go. How do you have it?
I've got Ogawa up comfortably at this point. I think Fuzile has really got to sell out to pick up a knockdown or knockout to get into this fight.
All or nothing for South Africa's Fuzile. Let's see how willing Ogawa is to engage.
He's coming out engaging right now. He's looking for big right hands. Ogawa not content with the decision, still loading up on punches.
Fuzile looking for a way in, trying to land the left. But he knows how powerful Ogawa can hit. Solid jab. Under 2 to go.
Ogawa just missed with the mean right hand right there.
Will we see some late drama? Ogawa's got him backed against the ropes. Will we see some late drama here in the 12th? Oh, a big right hand, and you can see Fuzile's legs wobbly again, and he takes a knee.
They should stop this fight. Fuzile's not going to go anywhere. He needs to be safe from himself. Ogawa's mean.
It's the last round, Sergio.
They should stop this fight, I'm telling you right now. Ogawa is a mean counter puncher. He's going to go straight at Azinga.
The referee saying, you're on a short leash, Fuzile. Show me something. Ogawa wants the finish. He wants the world title.
1 minute is a lifetime in this sport.
So much heart on display here for Azinga Fuzile. "25 seconds to go." Caught him again, takes a knee, and that should do it. Let's see if they wave it off.
Stop this fight.
5, 6, 7, 8. Give me your glove.
He will make it to the end.
Finish on the feet. Go ahead, right there.
Wow.
But what a power punching display from Kenichi Ogawa, as Japan will now have the new IBF Super Featherweight Champion of the world.
By unanimous decision, and the new IBF Super Featherweight Champion of the world, Kenichi Ogawa.
Very interesting scorecards there, Sergio. Had Azinga somehow won that 12th round, he might have won the fight.
When you asked me in the 10th round, how do I have it? I said, listen, I don't think he needs a knockout to win. I don't even think he needs a knockdown. He just needs the 11th and 12th round, and the judges, they proved that.
Yeah, 10-7, 10th round for Kenichi Ogawa, and he might have needed it. Either way, we've got a new IBF Super Featherweight Champion, and his name is Kenichi Ogawa, and he is a scary individual.
Yeah, he is. That's the word. He's scary.